Circle? Hello there, my beautiful friends. The Switch is now 3 years old, and I'm here with another Switchiversary / Switch birthday video. Which is it, though? Because you got, like, the anniversary angle and the birthday angle. Which is it? I don't know. I just kind of go with, I kind of mix them. That's probably not right. I should, like, comedically, I should probably, like, stick with one. But I don't. Happy Switchiversary Day! Hi! Off to a great start. I'm going with tradition here. I got no script. I'm doing this loosey-goosey, and I used to do loosey-goosey videos on my my poster background, but I'm not. I'm not doing it. One, I hate it. It just doesn't look very good, and two, there are pretty much Starlink boxes, pretty much filling up the whole room, like on the way to the green screen. So I didn't feel like wading through them to go put down the green screen. Starlink boxes and also unsold Arlapalooza t-shirts. Yeah, pretty much filling up this room. There's like a relatively clean strip of floor, like from the door to my seat, and then from my seat to the camera. So that's the rest of it is just junk. Oh well, not junk. No, Starlink is not junk, but just the it's a very messy room. I don't keep a very clean room, do I? Ugh. On the plus side, though, there's all sorts of neat stuff in here. I get to just have like okay, here we go. Giant sticky hand. That do anything for you? Let's see what we got here. What the heck is this? Anyway, the Switch! It's been 3 years since the Switch released, and I feel like I should be holding it. I feel like I should be holding it so I can gesture to it and with it, and I'm not. I left it in the other room. And I'm not gonna go get it! Best video ever! What is happening? Okay, so every year I like to just sort of sum up my year. It's not the same as a year-end review where I talk about all the Nintendo's games and decisions and all that stuff. This is really just like my personal experience with my Switch, sort of summing it up, like where I am I still enjoying it the same way, and yeah, let's do that. Let's do that thing that I just said. The first observation I would like to make about my third year with the Switch is that I didn't play it as much. I feel like I didn't play it even almost nearly as much. I mean, I still played it a good amount. I played it more than anything else, but I don't know. Like I feel like I was really fitting it into my schedule a whole lot in the first 2 years, but this time it just didn't happen as much. Now, to be completely fair, 2019 was the craziest year of my life in terms of work. I finally got Kane on full-time editing, so between the two of us, pumping out more videos than ever, so it was probably the most busy year of my life. That's probably most of the reason why. Though it is, I mean, it's at least worth exploring the idea that maybe maybe the novelty has worn off a little bit more, so I'm not quite as compelled to try to fit games in my, here and there in my everyday life. I don't know. It's very likely that it's literally just because I had less time in general. I mean, of course, the Switch is great for that when you are busy, and so you can, little bits here and there, you keep it on the desk and you can play when you can, but I don't know, maybe my busyness level went over a certain threshold and kind of just made it too hard. But whatever the case, yeah, I just didn't play it as much, and I wish I did. I absolutely wish I played it more, but just didn't quite happen. Second observation, and this one's an interesting one. I did not play in handheld mode nearly as much. I don't want to quite say almost exclusively on the TV, but it was a whole lot on the TV, just more than ever. I, for some reason, just felt like playing on the TV. I guess I didn't always want to play games until I had like a good chunk of time to play, and when I got that chunk of time, I wanted to play on the TV for the comfort of it, and that could also tie in with the being busy and not having as much time thing. My eyes are often very tired from looking at screens all day, and so sometimes the little screen of the Switch, like as time has gone on, I don't know, my eyes have gotten more and more tired when they look at it. So yeah, I elect to, so instead of playing in little bits throughout the day, now I'm like, I don't even really want to play until I can dedicate myself to play and actually like really enjoy it. And when I do, I plunk down in front of the TV most of the time, if the TV is, you know, if it's available. If it's not, I of course go handheld. But I just thought that was interesting, and I didn't even really realize it until I started planning this video. It just kind of came to me. I'm just like, you know what? I've been playing on the TV. Like, it's like I didn't even think about it. I didn't even do it consciously. It just sort of happened that way. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting. Okay, so it took years to happen, but it did finally happen. I was hoping it would never happen, but it did. Year 3 was the year that my game library on my Switch became unmanageable. When I got my Switch, I told myself my Switch is not gonna be like my Steam account. It's not gonna be like my shelf full of Xbox and PlayStation games. I'm not gonna just fill up my Switch with games that I'm not even gonna play. Not gonna happen. And it was a good fight. I put up the fight while I could, but over the course of the 3rd year with the Switch is when it finally started happening. For the most part, for a long time, I was just getting games that I would like I get codes and stuff, like from publishers, they'll send out codes, and sometimes they're just nice, even if I don't even say I'm gonna review it or anything. They'll just randomly send a code, and it's very nice of them when they do that. And so, like, I'll register those, but I was like, okay, but I'm not gonna actually spend money on any games. Even if they're on sale, they'll be on sale later. The next time I need a game to play, and I've played all my other games, then I can buy them. And I don't know what game it was first. I almost want to say it was like Banner Saga or something, and it was like $5, and I was like, well, it might not ever be $5 again, which is obviously not true at all. So I did it, and that kind of opened the door to buying games that I was not even close to being able to play, and ever since then, now I just do it all the time. So now my library, it's like I said, it's like it went from being like, okay, I've got like a decent chunk of games I need to play on my Switch, and now it's like, nope, it's Steam all over again. It's completely unmanageable. It's completely out of control, and I feel like I will never ever get through them all, and yet I keep buying them. When it's only $5, only $7, I gotta do it. Who knows? What if I want to play it next week? So yeah. Really wanted that to not happen, but I suppose it was inevitable. And hey, it is a testament to the Switch's eShop, the Switch's overall library of games. We all knew, I mean, even right out of the gate, it was pretty great, and it has just been expanding and expanding and expanding. And now there's like a million, billion, trillion awesome games on the thing, and you could never even play them all. It's like, that's you know, that's the problem now, is there are too many games to play. It's a good problem to have, but it's still a problem. Okay, so here's one. Owning a system is always fun because you get to look to the future of that system and wonder what games are going to come out, and it's pretty exciting, you know what I mean? Like, you get to look to this bright future, and especially in the early days of the Switch, when Nintendo could just do no wrong, and they were just like, it was Mario, it was Zelda, and it just felt like, the future was very, very bright. And I'm absolutely not telling you that the future is now dark. That is not the point that I'm making. The future now looks weird. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of uncertain. Not bad uncertain. More just like I am not certain what the future is. And that comes down to, I've talked about this a bunch of times by now, but Nintendo, they've released most of their games from... Nintendo has released games for most of their major series, and even a lot of the ones that I enjoy, you know, like once we get Pikmin and Metroid Prime 4, that's like it. That's like almost everything that I want. Obviously, barring a few exceptions that are not even worth mentioning. But then just like they're really major big selling stuff. Mario Kart, Mario, Zelda, Smash Bros. Like all that stuff has happened already. Animal Crossing is coming, Luigi's Mansion, and it's like they've done so well. They've zeroed in on those core franchises, and so now the future is just like, what are they gonna do? Like, what does the future look like for Nintendo? I don't really know. Like, we have sort of an idea over this next year, and then obviously, the next Nintendo Direct might help, or like E3, we might get some games that are coming out next year. But if the Switch is gonna be their main system for like 7 years, then like, we're not even halfway through its life. Not even halfway through. What's gonna happen? What are they possibly gonna release? And I like that. I actually like that a lot. The first year of the Switch's life, as a Switch owner, it was just like, yes, the sky's the limit, what's gonna happen? And now in the 3rd year, just like over the course of the last year, now it's just, It's a great big mystery, and it's fun. It's very much fun. Now, if you've been with me for a while, this next one might be kind of obvious. When the Switch first launched, I admitted that it seemed perfectly powerful to me. Like, it got the job done. I did not have any great desires in the power department, the graphical department. Then year 2 was the year that I started to feel its limitations a little more strongly. I was just sort of edging in the direction of wishing the thing was a little bit more powerful. You know, like more ports that are kind of held back by the hardware, and, you know, wishing one game had higher resolution or another had higher frame rate, that kind of thing. And so year 3, I moved further in that direction. More so than ever, my third year with the Switch was the one where I started to be like, yeah, really starting to feel it. I mean, it's still not terrible. We're still getting games that look amazing. Look at Luigi's Mansion 3. It's absolutely amazing. But it's more and more and more as time goes on. It is a linear graph where just the further time goes on, the more I want a stronger hardware. And whereas at first I was like hoping for a Switch Pro, I mean, like, I've always wanted the bigger, you know, the performance boost and all that stuff. But there's like an element of it where it's just like, I don't know, it's just kind of expected. It's just kind of a thing that people are doing now with their consoles. But like the further I go, the more I actually personally want a Switch Pro. I mean, like, the idea of one happening has always existed pretty much since the beginning, since we saw Sony and Microsoft doing the same thing. And, you know, and even the new 3DS, so that was doing it too, so, yeah, to an extent. I can handle the Switch's overall graphical capabilities, you know, basically looking like a Gen 7 system, you know, looks like an Xbox 360 or a Wii U or whatever. I'm fine with that for a while longer. It would be nice to have more power, you know, nicer graphics, and I'm looking forward to the time when we do get a, you know, successor to the Switch. But for now, like, I would very much settle with just Switch Pro, you know, a little more power just to up the resolution and the frame rate and stuff like that. Plays the same games and all that stuff, just a little more power to make them look a little bit nicer. And you know, I've talked about this endlessly, but yeah, let's just say year 3 was the one where it really hit home. And I feel like the middle of the generation is the time to do it. That's why I feel like this year, if they're gonna have a 7-year console, I think this is the year, like later in the year, that's the halfway point. That's the time to do it. Finally, I did feel the same way about the battery. Like at first, it wasn't too bad, you know, 2-3 hours. Then I got a big old chargy battery, my Aki battery, and that helped me play for a lot longer. But then over time, I more and more liked the idea of having a much bigger and longer lasting battery in the Switch, and that was starting to wear on me, just like the whole graphical thing. But then they came out with that new model of Switch. And on my own, just for me, I probably would have not spent the money on it, but I was able to make a video out of it and, you know, sort of justify it. So I got the new one, and it's got the better battery life, and those complaints are gone. I have zero, like as long as you have a newer Switch model, for me, the whole battery complaint it's non-existent anymore. It lasts like way, way, way longer. I mean, there might have actually been something wrong with the battery on my original Switch, because it was like 2 hours, and a lot of other people were saying they would get like 3+, but whatever the case, now I can get like 5 or 6, and it's just, I never ever am wanting for battery life. It's never a problem at all. So yeah, that was gonna be a problem, but now it's not really, so at least not something I have to worry about anymore. But hey, I think that's it. I think I've covered just about all of my thoughts over the last year of playing my Switch. If you've had the Switch since launch, or at least close to it, or you want to pretend you've had the Switch since launch or close to it, let me know down in the comments what you feel about your Switch. Has your experience changed? That's really what it comes down to. Has your overall enjoyment or experience with the Switch changed? Have you come to any new conclusions about it, or anything? Thank you for watching. You have a wonderful day, and Gold Ducat. He's my favorite. Jelly much? You're jelly.